Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the real estate market. I'm going to show you several transactions, my most recent 5 or 6 transactions that I have done here in the Orlando real estate market, so you can get an idea of what's really going on, the boots on the ground, the behind the curtains, the true thing, the in the trenches report. So that's why I call this In the Trenches. It's going to be exactly what is in the trenches. And it's going to be a little bit unfiltered and unplugged because my video editor is on vacation this week. Well, she's just out sick. And so it's been so long since I've edited a video. I don't know that I could even do it anymore. So I am going to just give you, it's going to be what it is. But what I wanted to give you was several transactions, all the details, all the, the high notes, the low notes, the weird things that happen, because let me tell you, I have some weird things that happen in my transactions. It's not a lie. I can tell you one quick story. This time last year, I think it was. I was showing a client some homes, and we were at a home in Oviedo, and we were doing a tour. And the gentleman that owned the home was there. He was an elderly man in his 70s, so he was the only one that lived in the home. He told us he lived there alone. And so when we went into the master bedroom, we were looking around. You always open closets doors and look in closets, right, just to see the size and everything. So we opened up the closet door, and we looked in the closet, and I am being gospel honest truth here. It was nothing on the shelves but fluorescent colored leotards. And I'm talking like the kind that like wrestlers wear, all color coded, like from in the rainbow spread. And we both kind of looked at each other and went on, but it was just very different. I'm not really sure what was happening there, but stuff like that happens all the time in real estate. I can go on, and actually with each of these houses, I'm going to have a little bit of a weird twist that happens, so you can kind of know, real estate is so challenging. All kinds of things happen. We never know from day to day what's going to happen. So without further ado, I'm going to start with 1836. I'm going to put my peepers on here. 1836 Donahue Drive in Ocoee. What a beautiful home. This home is on a lake. This home had just so many nice bells and whistles. And listen, it was on the market for 38 days. This is unheard of in this market. So when my buyer called me about it, I was like, I don't know why it's been on the market that long either. We have to go check it out. So we went and looked at it. It's in a gated community in Ocoee, all new homes, most of them built by Mattamy Homes. Beautiful neighborhood. The waterfront view was gorgeous. What I think happened with this one was 2 things. One, it was overpriced to begin with. They had it listed for $535. Actually, they had originally listed it at $550, which was way too high for this neighborhood. Even on waterfront, it was just way too high. Then they had reduced the price to $534.99, which again, still too high for this property, even though it was a beautiful property, practically brand new. I don't think it was even lived in for 6 months. So we came in and we offered $520, and we negotiated to $525, and that's what we settled on, was $525. So you can see we got it for, $10,000 less, $9,000 less than the asking price, but it was because it was overpriced to begin with. So yeah, a gorgeous home on the water. Did not have to do anything to it. The inspection report came back beautiful, just a lovely home. So this one it really got all the way to the finish line with 0 hiccups. And that, my friends, does not happen very often. 0 hiccups, beautiful home. And just like I said, the reason why we got it in the way we did, I'll tell you what it was. It was a 2,740 square foot home, 3 bedroom, 3 bath. Again, lovely neighborhood, Preserve at Crown Point. So yay for my buyers. That was an awesome deal. Now I'm going to run on over to the next one. Which was, it was actually a new construction home in Clermont. And this buyer came in from out of town, and we had one weekend to try to find something, and we did. I was so amazed because literally there was hardly anything on the market, and this one builder just happened to have a couple of models that came on the market that weekend. So we were able to look at 2, actually this was Mattamy, 2 at Mattamy and 2 at Taylor Morrison. So it was pretty amazing that we ended up getting this. And he paid just over $400,000 for this house. Again, it was under construction when he bought it. It took about 4 months to complete because it was already under construction. That's what a lot of builders are doing. They're putting the homes on the market, and then they're, just going ahead and, and finishing building them. So, that was a great deal. He was super happy. They closed on that. Really no hiccups. The only thing that was weird that happened about that was at the closing table, the realtor gets their check in the envelope, and I get all the way home and there was nothing in the envelope. So they forgot to put the check in there. So that was kind of funny. But really, nothing. You know what I have to tell you? I have the best clients. I have the most wonderful, awesome clients. I love my clients. It's been a blessing to work with them. And so I'm very thankful. But I do have weird things that happen, and it has nothing to do with the clients. They're awesome. And if you like this video, please go ahead and do me a favor. Smash that like button. The like button helps me with the YouTube algorithm. It helps me to direct my videos to well, I don't do it, but YouTube directs my videos to people who could really use this information. So please do me that favor. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now back to our transactions. So I've gone over 2 so far, and let's go back here to the next one, which is going to be, I wanted to tell you, I'm going to save this one for last, so stick around to the end. It is what I fondly call my Frankenstein listing. It's the Frankenstein house. That one's an interesting story, so stick around for that. So, back to the closed transactions. All right, so after that new construction, now we have a sweet young couple who bought a home. They are first-time home buyers, and we found a house in Winter Garden. They were actually looking kind of all over, and when we found this house, it was just, a nice house. They finally found one. They wanted a pool house. That was definitely a requirement. And so we found this house. I'm just looking it up on the MLS as we're talking. And they actually just really liked the pool on the home. It did have a pool home. It was actually, let me look at a Grandland. It was priced a little on the high side as well. And I think that's why it was sitting there, because they had actually priced it a little too high. So it was priced again around, I think it was $550, and we came in at $520, and we ended up kind of squaring it around. I'm sorry, back that all up. It was priced at $650. And then they lowered it to $620. I think we ended up getting it under contract for $620. And then we did do an appraisal waiver to go over the appraisal for a maximum of $20,000 over the appraisal, which is pretty typical for pool homes, $20,000 to $30,000 over appraisal, or some people completely waive the appraisal. So this one ended up, we got it under contract for $620. And then when the appraisal came in way low on this one. And that kind of blew everybody's mind. And we sent additional comps in. It still came in low. We kind of went back and forth. And since we had the agreement to go max over the appraisal by $20,000, and then we also put in there that the seller would agree to that and move forward, then they ended up closing on it at $608,000. So that was really good. They were super happy about that pool home. Just nice to find that, a Winter Garden gated community. Yeah, it was a nice one. Really, really happy for them. First-time home buyers too. Gosh, pool home, love it. Okay, so now on to the next one. Let me bring this up here. Okay, so the next one was a listing, and this listing was a townhome in the Dr. Phillips area. So it was a 4-story townhome, gorgeous, gorgeous 4-story. The kitchen was to die for. I loved this kitchen. We listed it at $499, and the very first day we got an offer, and it was it was full price. They have no appraisal contingency, no inspection contingency. That meant they weren't going to ask for anything in the inspections, and the appraisal was waived. So, it was one of those things where my seller was like, well, what do I do? Do I wait? Do I take it? And she also had a little kitty cat. And so the challenge for her with showing the home was always having to figure out what to do with the kitty cat when people wanted to see the house and they didn't want to let the kitty cat out the door or anything like that. So in the end, she decided to go ahead and accept the offer. I mean, it was full price, so, and no appraisal. I mean, it was just a great offer. So we everything went great with that all the way up until 2 days before the closing. It was 3 days before the closing, and then guess what? the lender had actually put the wrong date down. Instead of the 7th of September, they put the 13th of September. So fortunately, we had called, my team had called out to the lender to make sure everything was, squared away and we were ready to close, and they were not ready at all. But because we had done that follow-up and reaching out to them, we were able to get to the closing table on the closing date and get that all wrapped up. So really smooth transaction there. Really awesome. Loved that. And then another one that just recently closed. Awesome people. I mean, I'm telling you, I have the best clients. All my people are just so fantastic. And this family came from Texas. They were looking at a home between $750 and $850. They ended up looking at probably, I think we looked at almost 20 homes in all. And this was in the Winter Garden area. So, I mean, it was quite the feat that we saw all these homes. And this was over about a month period. And then we ended up putting a total of 6 offers in on different homes, and we kept losing because they were only able to go $10,000 over appraisal. And at that point, everybody was waiving appraisal. Like if you didn't put waiving the appraisal on your offer, you weren't getting the home. So we did put in 6 offers. We lost out and we kept losing out. And then finally, we recognized that there was a house in Hickory Hammock, which is a beautiful neighborhood in Winter Garden, and it was the neighborhood they wanted to be in actually. So they were super excited about that. And we ended up getting that one under contract. Again, it was one of those, it was listed at $750,000. And we ended up getting it for $720, and then when the appraisal came in a little low, so we ended up at $715. So again, another one where we ended up getting way less than the asking price, but it was because it was overpriced to begin with. So that's why it was sitting on the market and it wasn't moving. But beautiful home on a lake, practically new because the people hadn't really lived there at all since, it was like a vacation home for them, so they hadn't even lived there. But it was a gorgeous home and they were super happy. Closed on it. It was quite a struggle finding something, but in the end, we pulled it off. And now, without further ado, I wanted to tell you about the Frankenstein house. So this was a home that was it's located in Kissimmee. So as you can tell, I'm kind of all over the place here. I'm in Dr. Phillips, I'm in Winter Garden, I'm in Ocoee, I'm in Clermont. I think all of these were in different cities, which is kind of crazy, isn't it? But anyways, it's the way this market works right now. If I serve the Orlando area, so that's the area. So this was a listing that was referred to me by another realtor in South Florida, and it was for a company that was selling a home it was a trustee sale. So this was a situation where there was a company that I was working with that was selling it on behalf of the seller. So I go to see the house. And it's in a gated community. It looks like a really nice neighborhood. And I walk in, and I kid you not, this house was insane. It was so scary. Like I was afraid I was going to come across a dead mouse, rat, animal, critters. I was really scared in this house of what I was going to find. The carpets and flooring was all ripped up. The kitchen was completely gone. All that was left was one of those, sinks that you can put in your garage in the kitchen, and the refrigerator, which I was not about to open. Super scary. And then, but yeah, you could see from the kitchen into the master bathroom. The walls were completely ripped out, flooring ripped up, junk and trash everywhere. The walls were practically black from just dirty fingerprint marks. The carpet stairs, you could tell it had been gold. It was black. It was literally black from just dirt. Upstairs in one of the bedroom, it looked like somebody had chopped up a piece of furniture. There was like a piece of furniture that was completely chopped up into little bits all over the place. There was a burn wall. Every single wall in the house had a hole in it from somebody punching in the wall or doing something. I don't know if they were practicing their karate. Every door had a hole in it. I mean, this house was insane. I have never seen anything like this in my life. And actually, while I was there, and the windows were all boarded up. Everything was boarded up. It was like, what? How did they live in here? How did these people live in here? So it had been being rented by somebody. So anyways, it was such a crazy situation. And so I was in the backyard, just, kind of checking it out, taking some pictures, and the neighbor let their dog out, and it came running at me like crazy, like it was going to attack me. And I was like trying to hide behind a tree like that was going to do anything. And and she said, oh no, he's friendly. Well, he was a big pit bull, which, you know, they can be very friendly dogs. They can be very sweet, but they kind of coming at you, they look scary, right? They look really scary. And I apologize. I think I just hit my microphone. Sorry. But anyways, really, really scary thing. So I got to talking to the neighbors, and she said people used to sleep outside. People would come and go out of this house. So I'm not sure what was going on with this house, but it was a disaster. And we had an awesome team come in. Junk Monkeys was the name of the company. Shout out to Junk Monkeys. They came and took everything out of the house and just got it look, you know, safe, so somebody come through. And in that particular house, we got 24 offers in 24 hours. I mean, people want houses to flip. So this was a flipper house, and we got 24 offers in 24 hours. We ended up getting a little less than asking price because there was a lot of things wrong with the house once they did the inspection. You know, we were asking $259. I think we got $245 just because, you know, just there was a lot of just scary things wrong with the house. So we ended up, you know, that of course that's the seller's decision what they want to do with how much they want to reduce the price by. So anyways, it was a crazy house, and so there was so much interesting. I mean, there's so many other details in there that, but this video's gone on for 15 minutes, so I probably should give you guys a break. And also, please just smash that like button for me. Remember the algorithms, they need that smashing of the button. And thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. I look forward to seeing you guys on my next one. Bye-bye now.